All right. I think we are live. Welcome everyone. We're super pumped to have you. We got Ben and Mike here to share all things SugarWise implant. We're going to give everybody a few minutes. I know we're getting just close to the top of the hour. Give a few minutes for people to join, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Ben, how are you today?
Doing absolutely outstanding, Mike. How are you doing today?
Hey, it's a good day. Every day is a good day. So
Every
doing
day is a
great.
good day.
Excited to share with everyone. So excited to see the numbers jump up. We got people coming in. If you're just joining us, we have a couple poll questions. So feel free to vote on those. And then if you're in the chat, we'd love to hear from you what gym you're from, who you are, and how long you guys have been in business. So drop that in the chat so we can start to see who is here joining us.
Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Ben. I'm always good.
Always good? That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's beautiful outside. Got a little time outside with our little one this morning, so it's always nice way to start the day.
Awesome. Awesome. I just finished lunch. I had some ribeye steaks. I was thinking about you. They were delicious. I wish you could have been here.
You would have such a fancy lunch. So
I mean, it was
what's
just
up?
that's all it was actually just a ribeye steak. So
Yeah, sounds great. What's up, Shane? Good to see you. Haven't seen you on one of my success calls recently. I'd love to have you come back. So 15 years, man, that's incredible.
just getting it.
That's incredible. That's awesome. Shane, how many people have come through your doors over those 15 years? Ben, it looks like our numbers are jumping up. So if you guys are just joining us, we're just doing some brief introductions. If you could type in the chat where you're from, what type of gym you have, what the name of your gym is, or studio. Sorry, excuse me. Just like to know who's in the audience as we're going. So, um, welcome, David and Kimberly. Oh, Blended Athletics. I just saw Kim earlier this week. I think maybe both of you guys were on. So good to see you all on here. 11 years. Awesome. Stephanie, good to see you. It's good to see you at the CrossFit Games a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Stephanie, are you going to go to? Are you going to Fit Fest this weekend? I'm going to be in Fit Fest. It's going to be super fun in Tampa. If you're going to be in the Tampa area, come say hi. Well, I just said it. So it's big. It's going to be a giant event. It's got like CrossFit and strongman and weightlifting and arm wrestling and jujitsu. There's a bodybuilding show Mike's going to be in. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on my flight. Then it'll be a good time. So awesome. Hey, John. Just past 7-year anniversary. Awesome, Denver Shallowan. What part of Denver are you in? We have an office out in Highlands Park. Good to see you, Bobby. Rolla Skate Club. Love that. I think I've shared, Bobby. I don't know if you've been on the success calls, but I know some of your team has been on there. I went to college in a place it was called Rolla, spelled the same way here in the Midwest. So I always get a kick when I see your all's name come across the screen. All right, welcome Brandy Brinker from Coastal Fitness. 9 years hit boot camp women's only gym. Awesome, that's super cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, got those numbers going up.
Okay, let's give it like 30 more seconds or so, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. So if you guys are just joining us, I've seen our numbers jump up a little bit. So if you're just joining us, drop in the chat your location, where you're from, how many years you've been in business. We'd like to just get to know the people in the audience. So John, we'd love to drop by. Ben goes out to Denver a lot more than I do, but I do make an appearance a couple times a year. So
I will definitely put that down. I actually think I've got a trip to Denver sometime next month, I think. So at this point, I think I'm going to have to go to Denver next month because I've told so many people I have a trip to Denver next month that they're all expecting me now. So,
Yep. Welcome, Christy from TFW Longmount in Colorado. Awesome. Sean, what's
all
up, man?
right,
Good to see
Sean,
you.
to the favorites. Let's go.
Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. What's up, Seth?
There you go. West Tennessee. We're in West Tennessee. I'm in East Tennessee. I'm not super east. Are you super west? East to Westa, right?
I always forget how long Tennessee is this state. And from one
It's
insane.
it's a serious drive. I mean, I think like Memphis, obviously, which is about as East Tennessee or West Tennessee as you can get, is like a 5.5 hour. Oh yeah, so there you go. It's like 5.5 hour drive. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. It's wild.
Sarah
All right.
would know.
Well, it looks like we have a good group here. Excited to get rocking and rolling. Hey, Warren, good to see you. Wow, I didn't realize you guys have been around for 15 plus years. That's awesome. Been working a lot with Warren on our Engage product over the last 6-8 weeks. So good to see you. Glad you guys are here. All right, Ben, let's get rocking and rolling. This is our 2024 State of the Nation for both Zen-Planner Sugar WOD. We are so pumped and excited to share with you the things that we have released this year and some of the things that we have upcoming, which I think you all will be really excited. So let's get rocking and rolling. All right, we already did that. So if you haven't put your stuff in the chat, please do that for us. And let's do some quick introductions. Ben, if you want to go ahead and get started, tell everybody a little about your background.
Thanks so much. So if you haven't met me before, my name is Ben Tim. It rolls right off the tongue. I have been here for over 5 years and just working on everything. I'm a former gym owner myself. Currently, I work a lot in jiu-jitsu school. I owned a CrossFit gym for a long time, come from a family of small business owners. So it's been great there. I actually met the love of my life, my beautiful wife, in a CrossFit gym. And it's just been music to my ears since then. So really, just so you guys know, my goal here is what can I do to help you guys solve those hardest problems? And I just want to talk about those kind of things. So that's why I'm here. Mike, tell me more about who you are.
Well, good to see everybody. It seems like I know a few people in the audience, but Mike Wiest, I run our marketing team here at Zen-Planner and Sugar WOD. All the things. I probably talked to many of you. I love doing customer calls. I do a twice a week success session with people using Zen-Planner Engage, which is probably one of my biggest highlights of the week. I'm also a former gym owner. I owned a CrossFit affiliate for about a decade, and I've been able to work with thousands and thousands of gyms, with previous company UpLaunch that some of you may know about. So yeah, just super excited to be here, excited to share with you all the things. So with that, we're going to start with, I don't know if you want to call it the elephant in the room, but as many of you know, earlier this in August, we were having some performance issues. So we just wanted to be upfront and very transparent that that's not what we like to see, right? It impacts your business. With both Ben and I, former gym owners, we know when the system's slowing down, we can't operate as efficiently as you want. That's a problem for us, right? So I am happy to report the team jumped on that as we started to notice that. They've put a bunch of fixes in. We now have 40% more capacity on our servers. So what that means is better stability. There's a lot of technical background and technical details there. We didn't want to get really too much into that, but just to let you guys know, we have worked through a number of things over the last few weeks and put into production. So the platform should be performing a lot better for you. We still have more plans, and it's a constant thing we're always looking at fixing and improving. But sometimes things happen, like we saw earlier in the past month. So those have appeared to be resolved, but there's more things coming to make the app a little faster. as well as to be a little more stable when you guys are running your operation. We're just seeing a lot of peak, a lot of people logging in the system between 2 to 5 p.m., 2 to 6 p.m., which is causing some of that slowdown. So the team's been able to execute and improve that. So wanted to share that and put that up front because I know it was impacting everybody over the past month. All right, so just a real quick, here's a look at our agenda. We're going to go through a bunch of different sections and talking about, really aligning how Zen Planner and SugarWOD operates in relation to helping our, the gyms that use our software be successful. So first and foremost, we're going to look at how do we do things like convert more leads and retain members, streamline your payment processing, safeguard your business, manage multiple locations for those of you that are growing to multiple locations. We see a number of that across the Zen Planner Nation. What we're doing around support, preview of SugarWOD moving forward, and what we have coming up towards the end of the year. So let's just jump into that. First and foremost, Zen Planner Engage, it's a product we released. It was our replacement for UpLaunch. We released it about a year ago now, so it's still relatively new, but we've seen a lot of success with it. This is our CRM market automation platform. So just a couple of highlights. We have 50 plus ready to use campaigns. You can see that in the screenshot over to the right. These are all the things that a gym needs to scale and grow. We make it super easy. When you get in accounts, you get some pre-built automations around the entire customer journey, but there's a ton of other things like reactivation campaigns, your pricing strategy for your pricing page, all these automation, all these workflows to help your business grow. We've seen a ton of success. I'm going to share an experience from one of our new gyms on the platform and what they've seen their first few months. We have AI-powered content and web chat. So we have an AI bot that can work on behalf of you when you're sleeping. The website is included as part of the subscription. We have things like the social media planner. There's a whole appointment scheduling, pipeline management. We have a lot of integrations between Engage and Studio. We'll talk a little bit more about that here soon. I just want to share a quick testimonial about Engage from Rochelle at Forge Training. I've been working with Rochelle for about 7 months now on her platform, and she said it took everything I needed and put it into one tool, made me so excited. It just made her processes so much simpler and faster and could help her focus more on growing the business rather than the day-to-day. Rochelle's results, her first few months, she got 53 new members because of the things we're able to do with her account. So wanted to share that with you because it's a really great program. We have a lot of great success motions that go along with it, working really hand in hand with gyms implementing. And, we need to do a better job of sharing these stories. So one of the features in terms of the sync between Engage and Studio, we have a free trial sync. So you may know the free trial widget that you have in Studio. We have that syncing automatically to Engage, which is really nice. So that allows for you to do a lot more advanced automations beyond what you have in Studio. And how does it work? It's really simple. Reservations with the widget, appointments automatically created in Engage, reservation update in Studio, appointments update in Engage. So it's a great two-way sync. It's a feature we released earlier this year. This one's relatively new. So we just launched this about a week ago. We have all of your appointments now syncing across Engage and Studio. So what that basically means, any personal training appointment, any type of appointment you put in either system, it's going to show off in both systems. The nice thing is with the Google Calendar sync that we have in Engage, you can get that two-way sync as well. So it's been we've had a lot of really positive feedback on this new feature. And like I said before, it unlocks a ton of automation and things you can do with your Studio and Engage databases. So this one's just released, basically as of past week, we have a new ad manager directly in Engage where you can actually set up and run your Facebook ads directly in the platform. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, there's a lot of benefits there. All of the tracking, all of the UTMs, the tracking for where people come from and how they get to, all of that is automatically created when you build your ad campaigns directly in the platform. That is such a nice feature because to really do that well, if you're going in Facebook Direct or another third-party tool to manage your Facebook ads, you have to manually set that up and then make sure the reporting matches. So this allows you to do that all from the platform, which is a really, really great feature, but automatically sets up all of the reporting that you need. So, and more to come here. We're looking at, can we do other channels like Google, TikTok, etc. So, and then lastly, last couple of things before I pass it back over to Ben, new membership widget. So I was super fired up when this came live a few months ago. It just makes the whole process for signing up members digitally so much easier. It's a streamlined workflow. You can add it to your site. It doesn't, whether you operate a CrossFit gym or you offer like a dance studio, yoga, or martial arts, just makes it really easy for people to purchase online. So really simple workflow, just 3 quick steps. They pick their plan, they put their contact information, confirm and pay. Makes it super easy, and it's mobile responsive. So that's a nice thing as well. So, and then if you didn't notice, we launched the branded app this year. And after some testing and launching, we realized, hey, we priced this thing too high. So now you can get a branded app for your facility with your logo, your colors, your design, for only $39 a month. That is industry leading, by the way. We did a lot of benchmarking. So what a great way to have your brand sitting on people's home screens every single day. It's just constantly reminds your customer base, your clients that, always thinking about you guys each and every day. It's such a great tool. Ben, anything else on the branded app before I pass it on and talk about payment processing?
No, I mean, I agree. Branded app is probably just one of those, it's super, super affordable just to, it really just elevates the customer experience. And I've done this myself, right? This was a big thing for me back when I had my facility. When people are like, oh, hey, what do you do? Okay, hey, you're welcome to the gym, this and that. I need you to download, XYZ app, this and that, hey, you got to do this. And now you just tell them, like I send them a text message link, right? Obviously through Engage. Hey, click here to download our app, which is, so for me, like click here to download the Double Barrel Fitness app. And they were like, oh, fancy, right? Like that is really what it's all about, is making ourselves more professional. And it's just really elevating that whole experience for your members. Well, let's talk about some really cool payment stuff, right? Really excited to talk about really the biggest thing, and you guys will start to see this, is Zen Planner Payments. We're announcing we have moved over, so it is now called Zen Planner Payments, right? And we're really here to help simplify your day-to-day operations with our own in-house payment processing. That will be good for credit cards, direct debit, ACH, all those things. A couple other really cool things that you can do. If you don't already have, highly recommend talk to one of our team members about, it's called CAU, Credit Card Automatic Updater. It's one of the simplest things. I think it's like $10 a month, and it literally will automatically. So like if I get a new credit card or new debit card, the bank will tell the system, hey, they're getting a new card because that card's expiring, and it'll automatically update that card. It helps reduce your missed payments, right? Your payments that go default because their card expired or stuff like that. It's the same technology that like Netflix, they use it. It just automatically updates that card on the back end. It's probably one of the best things that we can do. So we've got that. And then the next thing that we can talk about with Zen Planner payments is going to be our, Mike, if you go ahead and click to the next slide, there we go. Our recovery revenue services. Recovery revenue services. This is a service, an in-house service that we provide. We've got a team kind of in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, right? Really nice team out there, right? Where Mike lives in the middle of nowhere. And what they do is when you have someone whose membership, hey, your bill's going to go on the 1st, it doesn't for some reason, they will call to help recover that revenue. They are not, and I will repeat, they are not a collection agency. We are not taking people, we're not trying to ruin people's credit scores and stuff like that. We're just reaching out on your behalf to recover that revenue, to make sure that you guys have all the revenue you need to operate your business. There is a small fee attached to them depending on what kind of discharge or what kind of insufficient, if it was insufficient funds or miscard or something like that. And that varies depending on state to state, just by the rules and regs that are out there. But it's really cool. We've seen about an 87% of missed payments have been recovered via this service. So if you were to look at, hey, how many missed payments have I had? Imagine if all that money showed up instead of maybe never, a couple days later, because you've got a team working on your behalf to recover that money that should have been processed. It's probably one of the best, really underutilized features that we have. Highly recommend checking this out. It's not for everybody. I totally get that. But at the same time, if I can give you guys 5 to 10 minutes back every day, that's a big win for me. And it's going to make your guys' lives a lot easier, not having to try to track down, hey, when you come in, they'll automatically do all that stuff for you. So one of the best things that you can do to make sure that we're collecting those past due payments. Now, there's another cool thing, if you haven't seen, where we are now going to make it easier for you guys to recoup the cost of your payment processing. We call this flex fees, right? It's a way for you guys to increase your revenue by simply just attaching a small fee to every invoice that runs. It's not a requirement, right? Some gyms are going to be into this. Some gyms aren't going to be into this. That's for you guys to decide. I can tell you this. I think of the couple hundred gyms that have launched on this already. I've been keeping just kind of track of this. I think we've had 4 members out of a couple hundred gyms that made a stink about it, right? This is really just kind of the way the industry is going. Everything from I took my wife out to breakfast this morning. There was a fee attached to that fee, right? If I go to the coffee shop, there's a, fancy lid fee or whatever we want to call it, right? We call it flex fees here. It's a great way to help recoup some of those payment processing things. And real quick, I just see a quick question. Christy asked, is Zen Planner payment processing the same as Gains? It is going to be, yes. We are taking the Gains brand and we're moving it all over to Zen Planner payment processing. So great question there, Christy. So flex fees, no additional real cost for you guys. It's going to help you guys recover some of that revenue. It's absolutely one of the best things that you guys can do. Highly recommend it. And then really, outside of payments, one of the other things that we were talking about is what can you guys do to safeguard your business, right? And one of the things that we started to notice from a lot of the gyms we were talking to is they were trying to figure out what's the best insurance to get. We have partnered with a new industry standard for us that is offering Zen Planner business insurance. This will be a cost-effective way for you guys to ensure that you have the best insurance for your facility based on, are you a jiu-jitsu gym? Do you do CrossFit? Are you into karate? Do you do, kung fu? Whatever that is, we've got a plan for you based on your requirements and how you guys operate. So far, the average gym has seen anywhere between a 30 to almost 40% savings. And one of the other cool things about this is if, like your normal insurance, my homeowner's insurance just went up. For no reason, we made no claims. We're going to work with you guys to make sure, hey, I've got no claims, we've got no nothing. What can we do to continue to reduce that cost for you? That's what we're working on, right? We want to save you guys some money at the end of the day. So if you're interested in this, please let us know. Happy to send over some information for you guys, and just talk to us. We can tell you, a little bit more about the business insurance and what it can do to help protect your facilities. And then really, I think we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about multi-location. And, this is just one of those things. How do we manage? We've been in this for a while and we've got a couple facilities. We've got to work on our multi-location, right? Well, one of the new things we have is shared membership. So if you have a gym over here and a gym over here, and you want to have the same membership on that side, you can share that across, right? It makes it a lot easier to build standardized memberships for all your offerings. And then you can go in and change little things here and there. But this is just going to make it easier for you guys to manage more than one location. One of the other things we wanted to bring out for everybody for our multi-location is going to be our shared discounts. Very similar to shared membership. Now, if I create a discount in this account, I can share that to my other accounts. At the end of the day, it's going to save you guys time, and it's going to make sure that we have that standard across all locations, right? That way we've got a repeatable process, and that's what's really important about trying to save time. And then the last thing on this, I believe that we have for our, and I apologize, I've lost my place, is our faster support. And actually, I'm going to hand this over to Mike to talk a little bit more about all the things we're doing to help you guys a little faster.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Ben. Hey, y'all, we have, I know there's a bunch of questions coming in. Just real quick, there was one question about insurance. Sarah, if you could grab the link, we have a link for the application for the insurance. There is a link inside of Studio, by the way. You'll see a little at the top of the screen that says insurance. So when you're logged in, you can click on that and it'll take you there. But we should be able to drop that link directly in the chat. Okay, so we're going to try to answer the questions as we go, but we also have some time at the end for Q&A where we can get a little more detail. We also have, by the way, we have two of our product experts, both on Sugar Wines and Platter, waiting in the wings to hop on, so you guys can get some direct feedback from them as you have questions. So let's talk about support. First and foremost, I want to, if you haven't seen the notifications yet, we have a new 24/7 AI-driven chat called Gym Guru. So you're going to start seeing this across all of our products, but right now it's currently in Studio. What I love about this is it's going to make getting answers for a lot of your questions done faster. And the other thing is that every time a question comes in, the system gets smarter. So when you look at every question that comes in, we do some stuff behind the scenes that says, hey, that was a great answer. That wasn't the right answer. We're constantly training this thing to provide answers faster. It's available 24/7. We see a lot so far in the last few weeks since we've launched, we've seen a lot of really good results, people getting their questions answered faster. And like I said before, we're going to continuously iterate and improve this so we get more and more of your questions answered. There still is live chat between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Central Time. And you can access it in the bottom right on the screen. So really pumped about that. Expect to see that more Gym Guru coming across some of the other platforms. I did want to spend a minute and talk about, our focus on your success, right? That's a theme that we have put together really the last 2 years, and we keep adding new programs and experiences to build on that. So the first one I want to talk about are these twice a week success sessions that I host with the Engage platform. And in these sessions, we spend 10, 15 minutes talking about an area of the platform, how you can get more value out of it, how can it impact your business. And then we go into about 45 minutes of Q&A. There in that Q&A session, we talk about all types of things. Hey, I'm trying to do this in my gym. How would I solve that with the platform? But a lot of times there's a bunch of gym owners on this call. And so we'll start talking about things like coach development, payroll, get your schedule, how to change the schedule depending on the attendance throughout the year. We talk about all kinds of things, and there's always really, really great knowledge. I know a lot of the people on the call today are people that come to those calls, but it's just a great way to kind of, in a way, have a mastermind of other gym owners to share in their success. So we are currently doing that with the Engage platform, but we are planning on bringing that to Zen Planner Studio. So we can get that on a weekly cadence as well. So it's one of my highlights of the week. I really enjoy hosting those calls. We also have two other programs. We have a business coaching program. It's a one-to-one session with Drew from our team. Drew is one of our absolute experts in Zen Planner Studio, as well as he's been around for a long time. So he's been able to talk to hundreds and thousands of gyms. And then we have our client executive program. So Ben, I'm gonna let you kind of talk a little bit more about what Drew does and that specific things, and then go into the client executive role.
Yeah. So really, the best way to think about business coaching, one of the things that you can do to get the most out of your Zen Planner system, if you're looking at your Zen Planner system, you're like, okay, I know how I do this, I know how I do this, but I know this platform is powerful, it's robust, it's got lots and lots of features that are built to help me grow my facility, but I don't know what those really are, or I've got problems, I'm not sure how to make them do the things that I want to do. Drew is really our Zen Planner subject matter expert when it comes to everything studio related. Drew will jump on with a call with you. He wants to listen to what are the issues that you're having, and he's going to walk you through how to solve those things with Zen Planner. And I'll be 100% honest, like Drew is great. Don't book a call with Drew for support, right? I just want to be open and honest about that. Drew can help you figure out how to use Zen Planner more effectively to run your business and to grow. But if you're like, I can't get this button to work, that's really kind of trying to, kill an ant with a atomic warhead, right? It's just a whole bunch of nothing. If you're still struggling with with things that are going on in support, or if you want to know more about products that are coming out, if you want to learn more about flex fees or white label app or anything that we've talked about, your client executive team is the path for success there. That is, we've got a team member for every different region, right? We've got our West, our Northeast, and that's Kira, Rivers, Tom, and Savannah. They are a phenomenal team. They all have backgrounds in Zen Planner, business owners. They all work within the industry. They're a phenomenally knowledge group of people who are here to help you with, really help you with your success. So if you come in and you're like, hey, I'm not getting a lot of leads, they're like, all right, well, let's look at. They will literally go over and look at how's your SEO look compared to everybody else? How many 5-star reviews? Where are you at on this? What's your policy? What's your tracking on this? And they'll recommend the best thing to move forward to help you guys out. So if you have any questions at all about, is there something in the Zen Planner ecosphere that can help you, your client executive is the person to reach out to. I will make sure that we share a link at the end of this so you guys can get a hold of and schedule some time with your personal client executive, right? They are there to help you with your success. And that's pretty much what the CXs do. They're great.
Yeah. What I love about, I talk to them almost every day, and they're always, they're like, hey, I just talked to so-and-so and they want to do XYZ. What do you think? And they get some feedback, and then we basically deliver a playbook for the gyms to execute. It's really a great program. It's been around for a little over a year now. We've been running it, so maybe not everybody's had a chance to meet their.
I think it's just over almost a year and a half. I think since we've really, May was the first time we actually had the full team built out, so that's really exciting. And just to watch I think they talk to anywhere between 150 to 400 different gym owners a month. They do proactively just reach out to people in the different areas, but at the same time, they have a lot of people that are reaching out to them. So if you haven't had a client executive reach out to you before, don't worry about it, right? They'll either eventually get to you, or if you have any questions, like I said, I'll drop the link so you guys can book some time with them.
Yeah. Holly actually did drop it in the chat. It's now pinned.
Perfect.
Cost to talk it to the client executives to do the business coaching or come to the success session. So it's just a part of the service that we offer. And I'll tell you what, the client executives have some really cool tools. We have a tool that does a full marketing audit of your business. That's something they can run for you, and it's pretty insightful. It looks at, like Ben mentioned, your SEO, how your reviews are doing, is your website optimized, all kinds of things. So they'll actually start a lot with that, just as a way to kind of say, hey, here's where your business is ranking locally. And that alone is worth the call, in my opinion. So
yeah, 100%.
All right.
Yep.
One more thing, y'all may have seen this in the platform, but we love feedback. Ben and I are on customer calls almost every single day, and but we also have some tools inside the platform. So we have these feedback forms you can do from both the app and the platform. And that feedback goes to a lot of people here at Zenplaner and SugarWOD. And so we're constantly mining that data. We get back to you, depending on what it is. If you're suggesting features that you want to see or improvements to the platform, we really, really appreciate that feedback. We love it. So please keep sharing. As always, you can shoot us notes, emails, whatever, or hop on any of our live calls. But all right. So we talked a lot about Zenplaner, a little bit about SugarWOD. Let's spend the next few minutes talking about what we have upcoming for SugarWOD. If you're a SugarWOD Jim, I think you're gonna love what you're seeing here. So first and foremost, you may have recalled, it's been a long time. In January, February, we had some app slowdowns, and once again, it was something that was impacting performance. And it impacts the experience that your members have, right? So we identified what those things were in January, February, quickly deployed some fixes, and we saw humongous decreases in timeouts, decreases in response time of the platform. So navigating through the platform is so much faster now. I can give you a really clear example. We had one user that had 700 friends in SugarWOD, super popular person. Their friends feed was loading it took minutes for that friends feed to load. After these improvements, that was cut down to seconds. So that's just an example, maybe an edge case a little bit, but platform's been, performance through the navigation, through loading of the different modules, all that stuff has been improved. So and we do have Sean from the SugarWOD team backstage. So if you have any questions about the platform, we'll bring him on as well. All right. So first and foremost, this is a really widely requested feature. It is coming in Q4, custom push notifications through SugarWOD. This will allow you to send app notifications to your clients. Super excited. You can send it to individuals, you can send it to groups. It's just going to streamline your communications and give you another channel for people to receive information. So if you want to post every week when you upload your workouts and you want to tell, I know we have those other notifications, but if you actually want to push it to their phone, you'll have that ability. So really excited for that. We're currently beta testing it, but excited to bring that out very soon. One-off programs, also another highly requested feature. You can make tracks for athletes directly from the mobile app. And there's improvements for creating repeatable set duration tracks. So I think of this like at my gym, it could be your foundations program. Or if you have we had a gymnastics mastery program. We had a how to get your first muscle up program. So being able to plug that in directly in SugarWOD and do it via the mobile app, super key. So coming soon. This is probably my favorite feature is gym groups. So we know a lot of gyms on SugarWOD use things like Facebook groups to help manage their community. But did you know the average SugarWOD user checks in on the app somewhere between like 9, 10, 12 times a day? They're highly engaged. If you think SugarWOD is primarily a workout tracking app, I would argue it's primarily a community engagement app. It's a great retention tool for your business. So coming soon, we're going to have groups that function very similar to like what you see in Facebook groups and those types of communities. But so they can all navigate and interact directly in the app. So I'm super pumped for this because I think this is game changing. And then finally, this is also a long time requested feature, logging endurance workouts in the platform. So include things like Assault Bike, the Concept 2 bike, Echo Bike, and then calories are included as part of the result type. So I know that's been a long time requested feature. All right. I'm going to pass it over to Ben to talk about some of the sneak peek of things we have coming towards the end of the year and into next year. So Ben, do you want to kick it off?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mike. Yeah, well, the first thing is, you know what? We've heard this a few times. It looks old. Well, we're doing a whole refresh, right? Making it sleek and just fancy, right? Sleek design, simplify the process. Really just trying to, what can we do to make it easier for you guys to navigate Studio? We also want to just make sure that it's just an effortless navigation, right? It should make sense in where I click on things and how things fall apart. So you guys should see this soon coming up. It's just a little refresh from how the back end of Zen Planner looks. Really excited about this. One of the other really cool things we've got coming out is going to be our staff app, right? We've got a whole new staff app coming up. It's super excited, chock full of new features and functionality. It's really going to unify the app experience before both staff and members, right? This is going to probably be a game changer when you're not at the computer and all you've got is your phone. This is really going to be a game changer in how you guys are working within your studio, within your school, and stuff like that. So really excited about the new staff app.
Yeah,
Mike, I actually go ahead.
Yeah, let me jump in here just so make it clear. The first thing is the staff app. We are planning on doing this with the member side of the app, but also make it into one single app experience. So your team doesn't have two apps. They can just, a staff member can log into one app. They'll have access to all the staff features. Your members will also have the same app. You can see the screenshots over here. Just visually, it looks different, but there's a ton of new functionality coming. And I know we're targeting towards the end of this year to start to release this and beta test it. And then Holly's on the call. She's our product manager for Zen Planner. So I'm sure she'll be happy to answer questions, but this is also going to work with the branded app. So you'll have the branded app with the new version of the app coming. So I'm really pumped about this because we get a lot of feedback about both the apps, and this brings our apps really, really modern. Plus you're gonna get a lot of new functionality. So really pumped about that.
Awesome. Mike, will you go ahead and just keep talking about Engage and some of the new things we're doing there?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I've shared earlier in the call about Engage, it's a great platform. It's really unlocking a lot of things for our gym and studio owners. Coming soon in the next 6 or so weeks, maybe a little bit longer, but right around that time, you're going to start to see more data flowing from Studio into Engage. Things like the sign up date, the last attendance date, total number of attendance since last test, the current rank. Do they have enough attendance for rank? You'll also see things that aren't listed here, like what was the last class somebody attended and who was the instructor or the trainer, right? So with all this new data, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. I think it's around like 15, 20 new data points. It's going to unlock a lot of automations and triggers we can put into the Engage platform. So as we start to release these, you'll see them kind of phase out or phase in over about a month's period of time when we start. You're going to get new automations that go along with them. So I remember at my gym, I used to do a monthly what do we call it? It was, if they hit 12 or 13 check-ins a month, they were part of our committee club. I had to manually run that report every month and then go write everybody's name up on the whiteboard. Imagine having that completely automated for you, where you can actually post on social and do that workflow way easier, just saving tons of time. So we'll be releasing these new triggers. We're going to release campaigns, automations to go along with them, and then some education on why you would want to turn those on or not. But expect to see that coming up really soon. And then Ben, back to you, buddy.
Awesome. So one of the other cool things that we're about to release, we're actually in beta test on this right now, is our EMV devices, right? And this is a way for you to have an actual device there at your facility that is integrated with your Zen Planner system, right? This is going to make everything a lot safer for your customer data, but it's also going to be great. I've done this, especially nowadays. I'll leave home without my wallet, so I don't have a physical card to swipe, but I've got Apple Pay on my phone, and you'll be able to work with that so you can swipe, chip, tap to pay, those mobile payments on your phone, stuff like that will all work with this device. It's really cool. It's going to make it a lot easier so you don't have to move around for different things. Or if somebody wants to use a different card to pay for something, those will all be different options that we have there. So really excited about EMV devices. If you're interested in being part of our beta test, just let us know. If you can, go ahead and reach out to your client executive. Again, we'll share that link. It's pinned in the chat, and they can talk to you a little bit more about that and see if you're a good candidate for our beta test on that. One of the other cool things that we've got coming out here very shortly is going to be some more multi-location effort. This is going to allow you to effortlessly switch between locations in your studio. So if you've got 2 different locations, you'll be able just to click on that and move back and forth between. No more logging in and out to just make that switch, right? This will be a lot easier for you guys who have more than one location. Really excited for this. This will make it just a lot easier. Instead of having a bunch of tabs open and stuff like that, you can just do quick comparisons moving back and forth. Another one that I'm really excited about is going to be our ClassPass integration, right? You can be able to just manage those reservations just seamlessly between Zen Planner and ClassPass. This integration is really going to be pushing the limits of what's possible working with those other third parties like ClassPass. Really excited to see this go out there, and just a way to find more members in your local community or find more people in your local community to bring them in and show them what a great facility you guys have. And then really last but not least, and this is one that's super important to me as part of the martial arts space, is family sign up, multiple family members sign up. And basically you'll be able to put in more than one child at a time, right? And to walk through that whole process. So when I go into a new jiu-jitsu school and I want to sign up both my kids, it'll be an easier process than having to go through and do 1 and then do 2 and then do 3. It'll all work in one easy process. This is going to really free up a lot of time and frustrations for our facilities that have and this mostly goes towards anybody that's offering a kids class in some regard. So a lot of our martial arts facilities and CrossFit facilities that have kids classes is going to make life a lot easier for you guys. Well, those are the things that I wanted to talk about. I know Mike got a chance to talk about the things he wanted to talk about, but we want to know more about what you want to talk about. And let's open this up for a little Q&A. And yeah, we've got a ton of questions in there. Mike, you want to take us through some of these questions, and maybe we can have Holly and Sean come in and give us a hand?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So once again, first of all, thank you all for being here. I know it's tough to take an hour out of your day when you're running your business. It's tough. I get it. So we really appreciate you being here. I hope you're really pumped and excited about the things that we're bringing online. But we have Sean from SugarWOD. He's our product manager for SugarWOD. And then we have Holly, who's our product manager for Zen Planner. And I may have messed up your all's title, so my apologies.
You're good.
But yeah, so they're available for any questions. I'm just going to scroll up in the chat. I know we've answered a few, but there might be a few that are worth calling out. So let me just scroll up. So there's a question around the leaderboard redesign. Did we answer that one? Oh yeah, Q4. Yep. Okay. How do we directly contact the client executive team? We got that pinned. Let's see, what else do we have in here? No cost for working with client executives. It's a free part of our free services. Let's see.
I got one quick question. So Stephanie had asked, what is the percentage passed on to clients around, and around flex fees? So up to 3% right now, and we've looked at some other options in that. Right now it's 3%. So you can have up to a 3% fee added on to individual invoices.
That's on the
And that can be for credit card and ACH.
And ACH. Is ACH a flat? Is it percentage or is it it's a flat?
It's flat for ACH. There is also for some facilities, and we'll have to get into this as a case by case. There is an option for credit card only. So you would still absorb the ACH costs, and then you'd have credit card only. The really cool thing about this is it makes it you can give your members the option. Hey, you can pay with this, but there'll be a 3% fee, or if you pay with ACH, which we all know to be better, it will reduce that. You can still cover that. So it's a great process.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think Sean had a question about with creating tracks, is the limit of 5 tracks going away? Jordan, I don't know if you might have answered that, or sorry, not Jordan. Jordan's our other product guy for SugarWhite. Sean, any thoughts on that? I think that's something that's been around for a long time. We haven't revisited it in a while. So any initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's just the honest, direct answer is it's been around for a while. We haven't heard it asked for, and we haven't really considered it too much. So if you guys are here and you're asking us for more tracks, that's definitely something we're going to take away and consider. In the meantime, we got 34 people on this call. If you're in need of some more tracks, we can happily bump that up for you guys in the meantime while we do sort that out on our end.
Yep, absolutely. Great. Let's see. Holly's going to connect with Steven about the dashboard. I love that. Any plans for syncing for ZP to pull the programming out of SugarWhite into ZP workouts? Holly, you want to take a stab at that?
Yeah, sure. I think I answered that one in the chat, but not in the near term. However, yes, overall strategy is to really pull SugarWhite and Zen Planner into a more cohesive experience. So kind of to be determined what that looks like specifically, but that's absolutely the vision. And I can, I'll answer, I guess, Christy's question really quick. I was trying to type out a message. If you're having any issues with ACH payments, Christy, let's connect. Definitely not a system-wide issue. So we can get that sorted for you.
It looks like
you find another one? Go ahead.
Yeah, Holly, it looks like we had a question, customizing Zen Planner dashboards to be more useful.
Yeah, I know. I think that came from Steven.
Yep.
Steven, I'd love to connect with you and just learn more what you're kind of targeting for that. What I can tell you is that this is a little further off than Q4, but things that we're looking at in terms of dashboards reporting is more around KPIs and how can we surface those to you all. So think things like revenue per member, length of engagement, lifetime value, those kind of key KPIs that you would be wanting to know about your business. Those things are absolutely planned. But if there's other things outside of that, I'd love to connect with you and hear more.
Yep. Beth asked a question, will you be able to check members in for classes or scan their member cards to check them in?
Yeah, via the staff app. Absolutely. So when we think of the staff app, think obviously new experience, much more modern look and feel. Everything you can do today in the staff app, you will be able to do in the new world. We'll also be layering on additional functionality, but no intentions of taking away any major functionality that you currently have in the staff app.
Yeah, and there's also, we have a scanner for key cards, right? Like a little device for that.
Yeah, correct. So if you use like a barcode, that is not compatible currently with the staff app, but if you do want your members to use like a key card, it is a separate scanner that you would just connect to Zen Planner.
Yep. Great. This one's a fun topic. Daniel says, I have a very simple request. Please stop making us reset our passwords every 3 weeks. So Holly, you're up.
Yes. Oh, I feel you, David. Answer to this one, good and bad, I suppose, is the reason that we have to require passwords to be reset so frequently is because of PCI compliance. So in an effort to remain PCI compliant, we adhere by those standards that really the credit card, the payment processing system set for us. If we were not PCI compliant, right, that would mean less security for your payment data, and we don't want to do that. So I feel you on that pain. That's something that likely won't change in terms of resetting. However, I will say we're looking at other options to make that easier for you, easier to reset your password, et cetera, because we do hear that from our clients. So good and bad answer, I suppose.
Yeah, it's hard because so I know I've used other systems before where I don't have to reset my password. And when I was like, well, I didn't do it over there? Well, they're doing it wrong, right? Which is not the reason that we should start doing it wrong. If you look, it's very clear. This is how often password resets need to happen because there is financial data back there, right? And we want to make sure that that is as secure as possible. I can't even imagine if my password had gotten used or something like that, and there was a break-in security and somebody got access to all that stuff. That would be a big deal for me. So that is unfortunately one of the reasons why I know other people have been like, oh, well, they don't do this. Well, it's, yeah, they may think it's okay to jump off a bridge, but I wouldn't do that, right? So I hope that helps.
Yep. So we got about 5 minutes to go. There's a number of questions. Stephen asked a question. We run an open class funnel, so we really need less features, not more. Will we be able to streamline things? I need a little bit more data or a little more info on what you're specifically asking for. But feel free. I'll drop my email in the chat. Feel free to send that in with a little more detail. And Stephen, I'm happy to help you navigate that or figure out what, just trying to understand exactly the question there. Sean, we talked to you. I see the free versus paid. We're happy to put more tracks on your SugarWhat account. Just get a hold of Sean. We'll put all everybody's email in the chat, by the way, so you guys can get a hold of us easy. All right, scrolling through here. Excited about the ClassPass integration. Aaron said we're having, when is the integration supposed to happen? When? Holly, do you have a date on that for ClassPass?
I don't have a specific date. We're looking at Q4 sometime though, so in the next couple months.
Okay. And then let's see. John says he's so happy for the family sign up and the extra data moving between Studio and Engage. Me too. I know it's awesome. I'm really excited for that. Multiple kids sound great. Now, can you add the option to assign different liability waivers to the kids' classes? That's a good question.
Yeah, so answered that one in the chat too, but just to recap, you can assign different liability waivers per membership. So if you have, an adult versus a kids type membership, you certainly can assign different waivers for those. Currently, though, it's not on a per class basis.
Okay, we got some more questions coming in. Let's see. Christy asked, my question is twofold. One, since switching payment processing to gains, then none of the ACH payments are processed. Is this okay? You answered that one earlier, I think.
Yep.
So okay. So yeah, we'll get Christy. Make sure we get a hold of you and we'll get that resolved. Sean asked, love that there are new things coming. Insight y'all can give to regular release cycles. Seems SugarWhat hasn't been touched in forever, and these features come pretty darn slow compared to other platforms. I'm a SugarWhat nerd. I worked in the industry before. I work on a team with monthly releases. So, Sean, I'll let you address that a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. So we follow a pretty bi-monthly release schedule, and we try to stick to that. The truth is that what Mike alluded to earlier, when we saw this big spike in performance hits and timeouts, we devoted a lot of our resources to addressing that. And while we've seen tremendous progress, we realized that we needed to do more to that. So the reason you haven't seen as many new features coming out is because we've been focusing on that technical performance side. And that's why when we demoed all of these features, you've seen so many of them are coming in late 2024 here. So to answer your question, we understand. I'm with you. I want to get these features out as fast as possible. I also don't want to burden your guys' business with just a poor user experience, with bugs, with a laggy experience as well. So we're really working on the technical aspects and really doing our diligence to ensure that when we do release these features, they'll be well received by your community.
That's great. All right. Let's see. Man, we got a lot of questions. I want to try to get to all of them. Let's see. Elise asks, is the ability to set up classes to be every other week coming? We have a few slots that rotate class type and constant pruning of the schedule is a pin in our side.
Yeah. That's great feedback. Did that come from Lisa? I must have missed that one. Not currently. So you would need to create that weekly schedule and then eliminate one of those classes in between. But good feedback. Keep that coming.
And I would say, Elise, if you want, if you get a chance, I'll drop the link for, or if somebody can, drop the link for the business coaching with Drew. I actually have worked with him, and he has a really, really slick way to do that, where you can literally build out all your classes. And I mean, click, 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 done, and can set that up to every other week. I watched him do it for somebody at an event, and it took 4 minutes, and I was like, that's why he's in charge of that program, because he just knows all these things.
Yeah, you should be able to bulk delete those essentially, so you're not going.
That is the way that all worked.
All right. Man, there's a bunch is still more. I'm okay to stay over a couple minutes. If anybody else needs to jump, go ahead and jump. But I just want to try to get to these questions while we got them. Stephen asked, I may have missed this, payment processing changing from PaySimple to ZP. Ben, you want to address that one?
Yeah. So if you're on PaySimple, I'm trying to think the best way to say this. If you're unhappy with your provider in any way, shape, or form, if they are not responding to you, if they are not getting back to you, if you're unhappy of any of the stuff that you're using, my best recommendation is to reach out to the client executive, use that link, reach out to your client executive, and just when you book the call, just say, I'm really frustrated with the payment processor that I'm using. And they can walk you through the best steps to look at other options to help you with that.
Stephanie asks, is there any way to speak with the website specialist, talk about best practices and feedback for the sites? So work on the migration, back and forth. Stephanie, yes. We have Dalton on our team that's an expert. He does join the success calls. So that'd be the best, I think, first route. He did just release, and you should see that in the Zen Academy website's best practices course. We just released that last week. So hop in there, check that out. But yeah, on our next success call, make sure he's there if you can make it. But feel free to send me a note. We'll get some time together. So Daniel said it would be helpful to have ability to apply discounts or specific start dates for memberships when selling new members on the staff app.
Oh, sorry. Say that again. I was responding to
Steven. Daniel asked, would be helpful to have the ability to apply
yes
start dates to the members during.
Yes, absolutely. I saw a couple upvotes for that too in the chat. So definitely something we're considering. Will not be part of the initial release that you'll see in Q4, but that is one of the top things that we kind of have on the docket. Get a lot of feedback around that too. So it is definitely consideration for the future.
Yeah, there's a couple questions around that. So family registration with multiple children, will the signature settings be updated as well? Right now it's an all or nothing scenario for assisting a signature required by a waiver. which for youth events, the waiver is different than the adult.
Yeah, I think we spoke to that. That came from Beth as well. So yeah, it's the waivers can be sent out basically based on membership type, but not class type or event. You can have a separate event waiver. So if that's a scenario, you can certainly do that. But otherwise, it's just based on the membership type.
Okay, did I get everything? Oh, geez, there's a bunch more down here.
I
All
think
right,
we got a question about bulk deletion of members. Answered that, but maybe I'll follow up with you, Stephen, because you should be able to do that. Yeah, and lots of questions about getting the recording of this. So we will absolutely be sending out the recording for this webinar.
Yep. I think it goes out tomorrow.
Yeah, should be tomorrow. Yep. So, all right. Well, thank you all. Thank you all for joining. We're really excited. We want to do these like about twice a year, these bigger calls that kind of showcase where we are and where we're headed. So the next one will probably be sometime at the March timeframe. But yeah, I expect to see these releases come out. We'll be sending emails and pindos and all kinds of stuff in the platform as this new stuff comes out. And thank you all for joining us. If you have any questions, feel free. Our emails are in the chat. Book a time with your client executive. We appreciate the feedback and appreciate your time today.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. See ya.
Thanks, everyone.